That song stuck in my head. And we're live on the YouTube just for a little bit. Hopping on for one fight. It's one fight only. Ian Garry, Carlos Prates. Didn't want to cover the whole fight. They had schoolwork. We're here to just watch Ian Garry versus Prates. I'm genuinely intrigued about this fight. I am genuinely intrigued about who wins between Ian Garry and Prates. These are two young prospects. Um, can't even call them prospects anymore soon. I mean, they're getting up there towards the belt. But this is going to be a fun fight to watch. I got Ian Garry winning via decision. I'm pretty sure Ian Garry is going to be able to control Carlos Prates for the entire fight. But I could be wrong. Maybe Prates gets the magic punch. He executes the puncher's chance, gets that magic punch, and knocks Ian Garry out. But I doubt it. I think Ian Garry is really, really talented at controlling people, especially at what they're best at. So Ian Garry is probably going to wrestle fuck Carlos Prates for 3 rounds. And is Anthony Smith retiring? Oh, he's retiring. Thank God. Well, a subpar career from Anthony Smith, and they had a tribute for him already. Fucking jelly rolls. A subpar career from Anthony Smith. You got to respect it. Muay Thai kickboxing, and a bald head. You got to respect it, though. He's a fighter. He's a true fighter. He's a warrior. Thanks for the rose, bro. He's a true fighter. He's a warrior. He's John Jones on paper. He's Anthony Smith. We should all respect him for that. He is authentically Anthony Smith. John Jones on paper. My weight. I'm actually like 215 now. Used to be 220 plus. Still working on that weight though. We're still working on it. Still working on it. I'm trying to diet better. I am dieting better though. I'm dieting better, so the weight should go down. I haven't been getting my workout yet. I can't wait to see what between Ian Garry and Carlos Prates. I'm actually genuinely curious about how this goes. I'd be surprised if Carlos Prates gets a knockout. My money is on Ian Garry controlling the fight and winning via decision. But I'm excited. They got like a 30-minute long tribute to Anthony. You beat Gustafson? Oh my gosh. Anthony Smith beat Gustafson. Oh, they're playing Anthony Smith fighting Jones, bro. What? They played Jones whooping Anthony Smith. Wouldn't call Anthony Smith a legend, but he is a name. He is a name. He fought well. He's a warrior. Anybody who steps in the cage, you got to respect it. It's a dangerous sport. It's a nasty sport. And Anthony Smith stepped in there and showed up. He stepped in there and showed up. He's the MMA goat on paper. It's Mr. On Paper, Anthony Smith. You got to respect it. I'd like to see Carlos Prates fight Ian Garry. Been waiting for a while. It's taking quite a while to get Carlos Prates and Ian Garry out here for the main event. If we could get that going, that'd be awesome. I do wonder who E Money has his money on tonight. Let's make sure we got no Tapu. Anthony Smith with black children? God bless Anthony Smith, man. He's got black. Is he married to a black woman? He's dropping the gloves. He's dropping the gloves. He's dropping the gloves. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it, man. He's dropping the gloves. Anthony Smith has retired. A name, a UFC name, is officially retired. Anthony Lionheart Smith. That was not a great performance either. I hug Jamal Hill. Great kickboxer though. Great Muay Thai fighter though. Great kickboxer slash Muay Thai fighter though. Great Muay Thai kickbox fighter, man. Great guy. Oh man. Class. All right. Carlos Prates and Ian Garry could just get out of here. That would be great, man. See the Prates Garry fight would be awesome. All right. Main event time. Main event time. It's much better coming onto these cards for only the main event, but you know I like to be on here for the full card, but this wasn't able to. Here we go. Why is Ian Garry and Carlos Prates still in the locker room, though? They should be headed out already. This motherfucker said within the hour. Within the hour. It should be coming on in the next 10 minutes. Wait a minute. He didn't say within the hour, did he? This should be on. This fight should be on in the next 10 minutes. But not like boxing. Gotta wait 3 days for the next fight. Bum, bum, Zhang Mingyang, that's the guy that beat Anthony Smith, lightweight fighter in China. He beat him in round one. Fuck, oh gosh. Zhang Mingyang just outstruck dude. Giga Chikadze fought David Onama. David Onama won the decision. Just pretty much soundly defeated him. Mixed in ground game too. Michael Pereira took another L. Man, I like that guy. He lost to Abu Smagomedov. Mikey. Randy Brown won. Ikram won. I saw the Randy Brown fight. Ikram Aliskerov won as well in round one. He's back. He might lose to Robert Whitaker again. Then you have all the prelim events. Okay. Oh, Joseline Edwards. We got a lot of cool women's MMA fighters that have made it back, that have made it to the UFC. Not just Joseline Edwards, but another black woman from Brazil looks incredible. We got some pretty entertaining women's MMA fighters headed up in the rankings. Should be some great fights coming up for them with Joseline Edwards. Man. Joseline Edwards is a killer. All right, Gary Prates. Gary Prates. Machado Gary. Gary Prates, baby. Let's get it cooking. This should be a good one. Either Prates knocks Gary out early or Gary just dominates throughout the fight. Of course, they're gonna do the fucking highlight reel for this thing. Golden Eye. If he knocks out Ian Gary, it's gonna be such a big meme, man. I don't see Gary losing this fight. Ian Gary should win this. You have to put a damn something on one for that. I figure. Ian Machado. Machado Gary. Carlos Prates. I want Ian to win, man. I want Ian Gary to win. Gotta go through like a 5 to 10 minute highlight reel before we can actually see this fight. So. Yeah, Ian's not gonna break Carlos. He's just gonna fucking lay on top of for all the rounds of this fight. What it's gonna come down to. Ian Gary just pumping Prates against the cage for 3 rounds. Goldman, the fucking Irish. That's the fuck Irish accent. It'll be fun to watch. Here we go. Uh, Carlos out first. Walking out to Rick Ross. Purple Lamborghini. I like that walkout song. Carlos Prates has taste, showing some taste, some music taste when he walks out. Purple Lamborghini, a really good song. Carlos Prates lip syncing to Rick Ross's Lamborghini. Not pretty cool, man. That'll make for a great highlight reel if he wins. He just lip synced Carlos. He lip synced a couple really good bars from Rick Ross into the camera. If he wins this fight, that's gonna be on the highlight reel, and that would be pretty sick too, man. That would be pretty sick to make a purple Lamborghini highlight reel. Man. But alas, I do have Ian Garry whooping that ass. I think the jump from Neil Magny to Ian Garry is wild. That is wild. It is wild. That is actually wild. going from the gatekeeper right to one of the top. Going right from it's gonna be a change in competition too. It's gonna be a change in difficulty levels, and I hope Prates is ready for it. I want to see a good fight. I am rooting for Ian Garry, and I do have Ian Garry winning. Um, but I do hope Carlos Prates brought his A game, and he's aware of the jumping competition. Carlos Prates cup check, crawling into the cage. Aura farming as he enters the cage, circling the cage, shaking head in the cage. Bro, Ian Garry needs to walk out the Foggy Dew. Ian Garry needs to walk out to the McGregor theme song. I gotta see Ian Garry walking out the Foggy Dew. He needs to walk out some Irish music. What's that other one? The other Irish, popular Irish song. We need more Irish songs. Oh, bro, Ian Garry's gonna walk out the Boston over, bro. Machado, Irish. Ah, good song for Ian Garry to walk out. Is that his normal walkout song? I'm not sure. I don't remember that being his normal walkout song. Maybe it is. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Mixed reaction from the crowd. Half boos, half cheers for Ian Machado Garry. All cheers for Carlos Prates. Ian Garry is the future, man. Love him or hate him. He's a smart kid. Fight IQ through the roof. Anywhere, anyone type of guy. He's respectable and I like him. Minus the wife thing, he's respectable and I like him. He's a bit weird when it comes to the wife and the trainer, the wife's boyfriend, the trainer, and whatnot. But he's a fighter, man. He's a smart guy. You can't deny him being so smart. Ian Garry is such a smart fighter, a smart guy. He's such a smart fighter, man. I can't say that enough. I trust him in the fight against Prates, man. I do. Prates is a dangerous guy, but Ian is smart, man. If Ian gets his lights knocked out, it's gonna be the funniest shit ever. You did not put your fucking rent money on Smith, bro. You did. Don't tell. You really did that, bro. Anthony Smith was on his way out in his last fight. You could tell he was on his way out in his last fight, bro. And I know Smith is still dealing with grief, but he's only good on paper, in my opinion. He's John Jones on paper, but in reality, in the cage, sometimes you just look lost in there, man. Like if it was a Muay Thai fight, he'd probably win. Be a decision. Ian Garry dapping up the crew, man. One of those guys looks like what's that guy's name? Gio Santos, something Santos. I forget his first name. He's a UFC veteran. His last name is Santos. First name starts with a G. He looks like caveman. Forget his I forget his first name. Ian Garry's ready, man. He's ready. He's been ready. He's a dangerous guy. He's not like dangerous, like knockout dangerous. He's dangerous where he could get people to just fall behind in fights point one. He's gonna stay out. He's gonna stay away from the front of Carlos Prates. He's gonna circle around to the back. He's gonna take Prates' back. He's gonna swing him to the cage. He's gonna hump him against the cage. He's gonna win on points with the grappling, and that's really it. Ian Garry goes to Carlos Prates' corner and he daps him up, showing respect. That's the shoot the box way. Ian Garry trains with Charles Oliveira, so he's sporting the shoot the box way. Ian Garry 4 years younger than Prates, taller, but Prates has the way longer reach. Dang. 6'1", 78-inch reach, 78-inch reach, a 3.5-inch reach advantage in comparison to Ian Garry, who is taller by 2 inches. Wow. Prates has some reach. Ian Garry doing some meditation in his corner. Carlos Prates on the feet pacing. This should be fun. Two young gunners. This should be a fun fight. Dan Mrfightcompanion. Around the world, you've all been waiting for. Hard, hard, Kansas City. Is on. Welterweight division. That's 5 rounds. Okay. Fighting out of the blue corner. Yeah, Prates is fucked if it goes past round two. Prates better end this shit in 2 rounds. Fighting nerds. We are the fighting nerds. We are the fighting nerds. Carlos Prates. The Brazilian guy crying for the Brazilian flag in the crowd. Ian, the future Garry. People hate this guy, man. Dang. Oh my gosh. The Ian Garry hate is so forced, bro. It's so forced, bro. The Ian Garry hate is so forced. The future. Ian. Ian. Machado. Why'd they go? Why'd they fucking pander his wife and the baby, bro? Like it's her moment. Bro. Ian Garry's wife, bro. Ian Garry's wife was a trip, though, for real. They panned right to her and the baby, bro. Here we go. Ian Garry, Carlos Prates, 5 rounds to the death. It should be a fun one. Ian Garry's got to stay out from the front of Carlos Prates. Who knows if he actually will do it? Here we go. Round one. Fighters in the center, circling one another. Ian Garry pressuring, surprisingly. No punch thrown yet. Both fighters hesitant to throw. Pretty much expected. Ian Garry sending that leading hand out there, trying to see what comes back. Leg kick, Prates. Ian still pressuring. Nice quick body kick for Garry there. Sharp, fast, connect. Leg kick, Prates again. Ian Garry circling. Nice lead overhand for Garry. Prates, a little bit hesitant to throw back. Deep kick, Garry. Prates pressuring now. Prates misses the leg kick. Nice quick head kick for Garry. Well defended by Prates. Both fighters kickboxing now. Ah, nice lead overhand for Garry there. Clean. Followed by a body shot. Ah, nice couple overhands followed by a head kick for Ian Garry. Carlos looked like he didn't like that. Something seems off from Prates here. Nice little teep kick for Garry. Garry goes for a single leg. Prates reverses. I don't know if that scored a takedown for Prates or not. Both fighters back up to the feet. Another lead overhand followed by a body kick for Garry. Oblique kick, Garry. There you go. Garry mixing it up here really well, really smart. Jab for Garry. Leg kick again for Prates. Body kick, Prates. Ian Garry follows it up with a clean couple overhands. Followed by a leg kick. Ian Garry. Body kick, Garry. 2 minutes to work in round one. Oblique kick, Garry. Prates has to let those hands go. He's got to let the hands go. Ah, Prates trying to send a missile of an overhand. Ian Garry's aware of it and flips it with perfection. Lead overhand again, Ian Garry. Garry utilizing that sharp head movement. Jab, head kick, Garry. Wow. Ian Garry looking crisp. Single leg attempt for Garry, unsuccessful. Fighters back on the feet. Carlos pressuring. Lead overhand again for Garry. Ian Garry circling. Another check hook for Garry there. Prates try to step in for an overhand. Leg kick, Garry. Prates pressuring. Boos from the crowd for no reason at all, probably because he is winning right now. Minute left in round one. Front kick, Garry. Overhand, Prates. That was a nice one. Nice couple overhands for Garry there. Again. Attempted keep kick for Prates, just out of range. Missed overhand, Prates. Ian Garry follows it up with a knee to the head. Nice striking for Garry. Head kick, Garry. Body kick, Garry. Prates almost caught it. Prates pressuring. Leg kick, Garry. Garry circling. Prates trying to cut him off here. Prates has Garry pretty close to the fence. He's got to take advantage of these moments. Another missed overhand for Prates. Ian Garry pushes Prates off. Front kick, Garry. Overhand, Garry trips Prates off his feet. Garry on top. Raining some nasty ground and pound to end round one is Garry. Hammer kick, Ian from up top. Stellar round one for Ian Machado Garry. A stellar round one for Ian Machado Garry. Wow. Perfect round one for Garry. Prates still in there, not close, but in there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful round one for Ian Garry. Wow. That went really well. The sharp, quick body kicks, the fast overhands up top, the swift leg kick, the head movement, everything in rhythm and looking really good for Ian Garry. Wow. Prates is in a bit of trouble. Prates has to finish this fight early because he's gonna gas. The dude smokes 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. He's gonna gas. He and Garry is down and playing cookies. Nice. Looking pretty sexy. Man. Round two. What to do? Fighters in the center. Ian Garry on the back foot. Prates pressuring. Overhand Garry. Prates being a little bit more composed now. I'd like to see Prates let his hands go a little bit more. Nice sharp, quick body kick for Garry there. Ian Garry on the back foot still a little close to the fence for my liking, but he's working well off it. Nice quick couple, clean overhands for Garry there. Nice jab for Garry to follow up. Nothing thrown from Prates yet. Prates trying to time that lead hand of Garry. A little bit hesitant. Nice overhand again for Garry with the lead hand. Quick body kick, Ian Garry. Garry single leg attempt again. Almost had it. Prates circles out. Good takedown defense for Prates. Ian Garry showing respect. Ian Garry on the back foot. Prates on front, pressuring. Prates needs to let them hands go more. Leg kick, Garry. Nice clean overhand for Garry again. Jab, Garry. Head kick, Garry. Oh my gosh. Jab, Garry. If Prates lets his fight go past round 3, man, he's fucked, man. He smokes like 70 packs of cigarettes. Nice overhand for Prates there. That was clean. Front kick, Garry. Double oblique kick, Garry. Whoa. Couple overhands followed by an uppercut for Ian Garry there. Clean. Cross to the body, Ian Garry. Overhand, Ian Garry. That was a hard one. You could hear that one land right off the front temple of Prates. Leg kick for Prates. Overhand, Garry in response. Prates still marching forward. Garry trying to utilize that lead hand to throw some good stuff. Head kick, Ian Garry there. Prates still pressuring. Prates trying to utilize some more head movement there. Slipped a really nice overhand from Garry. Front kick, Garry. Garry's still close to the fence here. Prates is pressuring, though. A jab from Garry. Garry circling. Nice jab from Prates, but Garry slips under the overhand that Prates followed up with. Now both fighters are against the cage. Prates in control of the clinch. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds to work in round 2. Uppercut, head kick, Garry, followed by a jab. Prates circling. Jab, Garry. Jab, Prates. Leg kick, Garry. Body kick again from Garry. And somehow Prates is ahead on significant strikes, which I'm confused about. Overhand, Garry. Leg kick, Prates. Nice clean overhand for Garry. Couple jabs for Garry, clean. Minute 40 left in round 2. Another jab for Garry. Leg kick, Ian Garry. Jab, Ian Garry. Garry circling, trying to give Prates multiple looks. Prates trying to cut Garry off. Garry going for the single leg. Gets it. Both fighters back up to the feet. Ian Garry lands an overhand as they get back up to the feet. Jab for Ian Garry. Prates still marching forward on the front foot here. Ian Garry working off of the back foot like he's been doing for most of the fight. Overhand Ian Garry. Another overhand for Garry. Both fighters get tied up in the clinch yet again. Prates in control of the clinch. Couple quick punches for Garry while in the clinch. The fighters break out. Back on the feet. Prates still marching forward. Head kick, Garry, clean. Overhand, uppercut, Garry, clean. Oh my gosh. Stellar combination for Ian Garry. Cross to the body, Ian Garry. Another cross, Ian Garry. Another cross for Ian Garry. Body kick, Garry. Less than 20 seconds in round two. Round two, yet again, showing up for Ian Garry. Nice jab for Prates. Less than 10 seconds. Ian Garry tries a wheel kick. Nearly misses. And that's round two. Ian Garry with a spinning low leg kick to end round two. Ian Garry looking great. Looking really, really great. Man. Had a really nice sequence near the end of round two there. Had Prates hurt for a bit, but Prates is still there. I think this is the final round for Prates to try and get a win. I think he gasses after round three. So far, a good fight. You know, edge of your seat type of performance. Just waiting to see what happens, you know. But Ian Garry looks great. Ian Garry looks great, man. He's gone in there and did what I what I pretty much predicted he'd do. Control the fight, not stay in front of Prates for too long. Continuously circle, work off that back foot. Just piece up Prates. The head movement looks good for Garry. The head movement also looks good for Prates. So far, a good fight. Two young, hungry guys. Round three underway. Mutual respect shown between both fighters. Let's get some work in. Prates pressuring yet again. Ian Garry working off of that back foot, utilizing that lead hand. Not much thrown yet. Body kick, Carlos Prates. That was mean. That was good. I'd like to see Prates throw more. He's got to let the hands go more. Front kick, Ian Garry, clean. Garry pressuring now. Prates on the back foot. Prates has to win this round, man. He's gassing. He's going to gas after round three. Jab, Garry. Couple jabs. Clean for Garry. Quick leg kick, Garry. Body kick, Garry. Body kick, Prates. That was a heavy one. Prates going back to those Muay Thai roots. Front kick, Garry. Fake jump knee followed by an uppercut from Garry. Jab, Garry. Jab, overhand, Garry. Body kick, Prates again. Head kick, Garry. In the fucking dark. Gotta get this stream restarted. Oh man, so far a good fight. Overhand, Garry. Another head kick for Garry. A nice one too. Body shot, Prates. Jab, Garry. Prates still pressuring, marching forward relentlessly. Leg kick, Garry. Garry looking nice with the kickboxing. Body kick, Garry. Garry still against the fence. Garry going for another single leg attempt. Pretty much gets this one. I'm not sure if they'll score for a takedown. They might. Fighters back on the feet in the center. Body kick, Prates. Nice jab for Garry in response. Body kick, Garry. Nice jab to the body for Garry. Head kick, Ian Garry. Prates marches forward with the jab. Ian Garry trying to show Prates multiple angles, circling Prates. Jab, Garry. Missed head kick for Prates. That was a sharp one. Ian Garry showing respect constantly. Ian Garry too close to the cage. Ian Garry marching forward. Uppercut, overhand, clean. Oh my gosh, he's got Prates on the back foot on the run. Prates resets. Prates marching forward again. Uppercut, overhand, uppercut, overhand. Garry. Oh gosh, clean. Ian Garry. The flow state of Ian Garry. Overhand Prates in response. Jab, Ian Garry. Overhand Prates. Garry with a couple overhands in response. Garry going for a full takedown this time and gets it. Cleans it. 2 minutes to work. Ian Garry on top of Prates. Ian Garry on top of Carlos Prates now on the ground. In Prates' guard, trying to get Prates against the cage. Less than 2 minutes to work in round number 3. This is a great performance from Ian Garry so far. Ian Garry on top of Prates, looking for some ground and pound now. Garry trying to circle to the back. This might be a submission attempt for Garry. Ian Garry all over Prates right now against the cage. Prates back up to the feet though, but Ian Garry does have the back while both fighters are on the feet. Prates trying to break that grip of Ian Garry. Garry trying to drag Prates back down to the ground. Not really working. Prates back on the feet. Both fighters in the clinch now. Prates circles. Prates now in control of the clinch. Great reversal for Prates. Now Prates is in the dominant position of the clinch right now with a minute to work in round number 3. Overhand for Garry in the clinch as he breaks out. Both fighters on the feet on the center. Garry lands a jab. Prates misses the overhand. Prates throws a second overhand. That nearly clips Ian. Nice jab for Prates there. Overhand, Garry. Couple overhands for Garry clean. Garry pushing Prates off of him. Garry Prates marching forward. Body shot overhand, Garry. Garry circling. Prates marching forward, trying to cut Garry off. Prates misses the overhand again. Garry ducks down for the double leg and gets it. Second takedown for Ian Garry. Ian Garry circles to the back of Prates. Lands some ground and pound. Prates trying to get back up to the feet. Can he do it? Ian trying to drag Prates back down to the ground. This is a second score takedown for Garry. Garry's got Prates against the cage. He's got the back, working knees to the legs of Prates to end round number 3. Garry goes for the suplex, trying to drag Prates to the ground. I'm not sure if he scored that one. The screen pretty much shot itself in that moment. Not sure if he scored that. But that is another round. That's a round 3 victory for Garry. I got it 3-0 Ian Garry. Prates needs to finish the fight now. And I know he's already gassed because of all that smoking. This might be the first loss for the Fighting Nerds. And a successful title shot for Ian Garry. Couple nice overhands with a mixed in uppercut in that sequence against Carlos Prates. Ian has went to that before. Oh my gosh. Ian Garry putting on a beautiful performance. Championship rounds of the fight. Both fighters show respect in the meet in the center. Carlos Prates already pressuring Ian. Ian now pressuring Prates. The pressure going back and forth in this one. Nice jab for Ian Garry. First blood in this round. Leg kick Ian. Body kick Ian. Overhand Prates. Ian slips Prates' overhand. Tries to go in for a single leg. Unsuccessful. Carlos Prates pressuring. Prates trying to utilize that lead hand to time Garry. Nice cross for Prates there. Ian Garry circling. Nice clean body kick for Prates there. That was a nasty one. Garry eats it. Uppercut overhand Garry as Prates moves backwards. Overhand Garry again. Nice jab for Garry, followed by a cross. Prates trying to utilize head movement. Garry proving too fast for it. Oblique kick Garry, body kick Garry. Jab Garry. Garry going for another double leg. Takedown attempt. Technically gets it, but Carlos Prates gets right back up. Prates marching forward on Garry. Garry trying to utilize that lead hand at time. Prates jab for Garry. Uppercut overhand Garry again. Those Garry uppercuts have been fucking up Carlos Prates' day. Head kick Garry. Garry ducks the overhand from Prates again. Goes in for another single leg. He's got the singular leg going for the second. Prates defending. And Garry gets the trip. Prates on the ground yet again. Garry circling to the back. Prates going to try to get back up to the feet. We've been in the same scenario about 3 times already now. Garry has the back of Prates. Prates needs to get back up to the feet. I'd like to see Garry try to go for a submission. Prates back up to the feet here, but Garry still has the back. Garry going for the trip. Gets the suplex by, springs Prates to the ground. Prates trying to get back up to the feet yet again. Garry on his back yet again. Elbow, Garry. Prates back on the feet. Garry on the back foot. Prates marching after him. Jab, Prates. That was a nice one. A jab for Garry in response, followed by another head kick. Smartly placed, really fast head kick for Garry. Prates going for a big shot. Garry with an overhand. Prates still marching forward. Garry trying to work off that back foot. He's been doing that basically all night, really clean. Body kick Garry. Prates still marching forward. Overhand, uppercut Garry, followed by a jab. Garry trying to enter flow state. Overhand Prates. Prates looking a little more gassed, man. With every minute looking more and more tired. Oblique kick Garry. Uppercut, overhand Garry, clean. Wobbles the head of Prates. Overhand Prates. Prates still marching forward here. Leg kick Garry. Garry circling. Trying to give Prates those multiple angles. Overhand Prates! I don't know Garry. I meant not Prates dead. Overhand Garry. 2 clean ones in response to Prates' attempted body kick. Knocks Prates' head back. Body shot Prates. Garry on the back foot. Garry circling. Garry slips the head kick with Prates. Garry going in for a single leg. Unsuccessful single leg attempt. Prates still marching forward. Jab for Garry. Less than a minute left in round 4. Garry trying to still work off that back foot. Prates marching forward, looking for that big shot. Jab cross Garry. Knee to the body. Prates. Prates still marching forward. Prates lands the jab. Garry eats it. Garry going in for another takedown attempt. Unsuccessful. Tries to throw the knee up the middle and gets it. Prates pressuring. Oh, nice couple overhands for Prates. Garry eats them. Garry smiles. Jab, Garry. Missed head kick, Prates. A lot of bleeding from Garry's face here. Garry trying to panic grapple. Gets the takedown. Almost wraps the leg of Prates. Prates gets back up to the feet. Less than 20 seconds left in round 4. Prates still marching forward. Garry circling. The round ends early, about 5 seconds early. That was a weird timing issue. Garry in a bit of trouble. A lot of blood coming from his face. I think after like a really hard landed punch from Prates that Garry ate. Despite Garry eating it, a lot of blood coming from Garry's nose right now. That was round 4. One more round. I have Garry winning this fight 4 rounds to none. I think the activity of Garry has been the difference maker. I think round 4 was Prates' best round because Prates landed a really heavy punch that caused a lot of blood to flow from the face of Ian Garry. Prates needs a finish. He looks good. He doesn't look too bad, he's hanging in there. He doesn't look like totally gassed out. Prates trying to hype up the crowd. He needs a finish in this round. Prates needs a finish in this round. Both fighters share a hug before the final round. Here we go. Both fighters dap it up, and we're going into the final round of this fight. Prates marching forward, hungry for a finish. Ian Garry trying to trap that lead hand of Prates, circling. Missed body kick for Garry. Body kick for Prates. Double jab, Garry. Prates still marching forward. Garry on that back foot circling. Prates trying to cut him off. Prates needs a finish. He needs a finish jab from Garry. Double jab, Prates! Knocks back the head of Garry. Knee to the head, Prates. Garry in trouble. Garry going for a panic double leg. Doesn't get it. Prates on the feet. Garry in trouble here. Overhand, Garry. Uppercut, Garry. Prates still marching forward. Garry in a little bit of trouble. That power of Prates, man. It's dangerous to the end. Overhand, Prates. Knocks that head of Garry back. Garry still eats it, standing up. Body kick, Prates. Garry catches that leg, going for another single leg attempt. Not a panic wrestle here. Garry has Prates against the cage. Could go for a trip. Garry's gonna do the old cage stall, the Mario Bautista curse. Prates breaks out of that clench. Prates pressuring. Couple overhands for Prates. Rocks Garry. Garry's still up though. Oblique kick Garry. Garry against the cage. Garry circling. Prates staying out in front. Pressuring Garry. Head kick Prates. Garry goes for another panic double leg. Unsuccessful. Lands an overhand and they break out of the double leg. Prates pressuring. Overhand. Prates. Jab. Garry. Overhand Prates. Overhand uppercut Garry. Garry circling. Missed head kick Prates. Overhand Garry. Prates still pressuring, marching forward. Garry trying to continue his work off the back foot. Jab, Garry. Uppercut, body kick, Garry. Uppercut, Garry. Body kick, Garry. Prates looking for that big shot still. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to work. Overhand, Prates. That was clean. Garry eats it with a side of fries. Damn. Jab, Garry. Garry going for another panic double leg. Unsuccessful. Garry has Prates against the cage. He's in control of the clench. Uppercut in the clench from Garry. Garry trying to cage stall here. The Mario Bautista curse in full effect. Channeling his inner Mario Bautista as Garry holding Carlos Prates against the cage for dear life. 2 minutes to work in the final round. Garry going for a single leg. Unsuccessful. Overhand in the clench for Garry. Garry's got Prates against the cage, but now Prates is marching forward yet again. Uppercut overhand, Garry. A nice sequence for Garry. Nice combination. Double oblique kick, Garry. Minute 30 left in the fight. Carlos marching forward. Jab for Garry. Garry ducks the head kick from Prates. Prates still marching forward. Garry working off that back foot. Minute 30 left in the fight. Jab, overhand, Garry. Garry going for another panic single leg and gets it. Oh, but Prates reverses the position. Prates on top of Garry now. A minute left in the fight. Prates is on top of Garry. Prates trying to work ground and pound right now and finish this fight. Garry trying to hang on and survive. Mean ground and pound for Prates. Oh my gosh, Garry gives his back. Garry crawls to the fence. Prates on top. This could be over for Garry. Garry trying to hold the leg of Prates. Trying to survive this fight. Keeps his head down. Gets back on the feet. Prates has Garry against the cage. Garry slips the overhand. Garry going for a takedown attempt again. Garry's got the ankle of Prates now. Panic wrestling. Prates trying to ground and pound and finish this fight. Garry pulling guard. Prates trying to land that ground and pound. Get Garry back up to the feet again. Less than 30 seconds left in the fight. Garry trying to hold on. Prates trying to finish this fight via ground and pound. Prates on top of Garry right now. 20 seconds to work. Prates has to give it his all. 20 seconds left in the fight. Garry has to survive. Overhand Garry. Prates marching forward. Prates has to give it everything he's got. Less than 10 seconds until Garry wins. Prates misses the jump knee. 2, 1. And that's the fight. Garry wins. Wow, a great final round for Prates. A great final round for Prates. This was flying colors, Garry. Prates' only good round was the final round, but Still, I'm a good fight. A good fight. Gary's got a chin on him, man. A couple of those punches would have knocked out some pretty good fighters. Gary's got a real chin on him. But I do have that fight. All 5 rounds going to Gary. I don't think Prates won a single round. If he did, it would be the 5th round. Actually, no. Prates wins round 5. I got it 4 rounds to 1, Gary. I think the 5th round, Prates did win. With the ground and pound and the heavy shots, I think Prates took the final round. I got it 4-1, Gary. Bum, 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 bum. That UFC theme song is so tiring, man. Here we go. Ian Gary showing a lot of respect. Yeah, Ian Gary. He's a smart fighter, man. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. The smart fighter is a brilliant fighter. I'm not gonna stick around for that. I gotta post the video. Thank y'all for joining the stream.